Predict, pick, and prevail in your fantasy football leagues with Nick Giacobbe and Nick Cap. From breakouts to busts, superstars to sleepers, these are the guys that will help you achieve fantasy glory. This is the PrimeTime Fantasy Podcast.
Welcome everybody to Season 2, Episode 36 of the PrimeTime Fantasy Podcast, where we give you our predictions, our picks, with the hopes that we hope we prevail in Week 6 and the rest of the fantasy football season. I'm your host, Nick Giacobbe. Joining me is Nick Cap. If you saw the thumbnail for this show, you know who's playing tonight. It's a Thursday Night Football preview show with some injury reports and news that we could give you as of Thursday. Let's just say this is not going to be a long show.
Yep. Let's go for the record.
That's what we got. I think our record's like 12, but you know what? That's okay. Our Friday show tomorrow is going to be huge. It always is. So we'll give you a short one today to prepare you for the Thursday Night Football game, which can't be worse than last week, I don't think. I hope not. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, if this is your first time listening to us, thank you so much. We do the show on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday every single week, and a live show on Sundays. If you want to listen to the shows weekly, you can listen on every audio streaming platform, whether it's iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcast, Anchor, basically anywhere where you could find a podcast, you could find us, the PrimeTime Fantasy Podcast. If you're on iTunes or Spotify, please give us a 5-star rating and a review. It really does help. If you'd rather watch and listen to the show, go to our YouTube channel, PrimeTime Fantasy Podcast. Give us a like on this video or any video that you do watch in the past or in the future. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the little notifications button so you know when we drop a new video. That live show is every Sunday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And guess what? That includes this Sunday for Week 6, 8:30 a.m. We usually go to about 9:30. We go a little bit longer if a schedule allows it. And if you guys keep asking those questions, so join us, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We'd appreciate that. Ask your fantasy questions and we'll answer them. You can follow us and keep interacting with us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, PrimeTimeFFPod, Facebook, and YouTube, PrimeTime Fantasy Podcast. Going to start off with some injury updates and some news. We are recording Wednesday night at about 9 o'clock p.m., so this is the most up-to-date news we can give you. However, a lot of this information really won't matter per se. A lot can change in the next 24 to 48 hours. Let's start off with the Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa did practice today in limited fashion. He will not play Week 6. It looks like he could be aiming for a Week 7 return unless they're on bye. I'm not even sure about that. I don't have this noted here, but Teddy Bridgewater did not practice today with the concussion. Tyreek Hill with his foot injury did practice in limited fashion and will play against the Minnesota Vikings. Jalen Waddle did practice today. His first Wednesday practice in a couple weeks with his groin injury. Full practice for that. I'm just looking at the notes here because I know they're a little bit all over the place. Raheem Mostert did not practice after scoring double-digit fantasy points. He's assumed the running back one role. This is one to monitor because if Mostert's already hurt, then Chase Edmonds could end up being the starter. Let's move on to the Patriots. Damian Harris, hamstring injuries, going to miss a couple games. It seems like Ramondre Stevenson will be the running back one, and all it took was Ty Montgomery getting hurt, Damian Harris getting hurt, and there's one other running back over there that something happened to them. Russell Wilson, shoulder injury, quote-unquote, should play in Week 6 on Monday night. This is just looking for a disaster waiting to happen with the Broncos, but Nathaniel Hackett will keep coaching because I don't know why. Darren Schultz with a PCL injury. He re-aggravated in Week 5. He was limited on Wednesday. I think he's droppable. I think I've dropped him in 2 leagues now. Injuries and no production. That's not great. Baker Mayfield with the ankle injury. He does not require surgery and also did not practice on Wednesday. Aaron Rodgers did not practice Wednesday. Matt LaFleur is not worried. He will suit up Sunday against the Jets, but this is just looking for excuses at this point. Rashad Bateman with the foot injury did not practice Wednesday. It's a bad sign. Kyle Pitts with the hamstring injury practiced on Wednesday. He's a new member of one of my teams. I traded Gerald Everett for Kyle Pitts today because Kyle Pitts has to turn it around. And if he doesn't, it is what it is. But I'll trust Kyle Pitts more than
I've made that trade offer or similar offers in so many leagues, and no one wants to bite on it.
Nobody wants Kyle Pitts.
No. I've been offering Everett for Pitts and things like that.
Oh, really?
No one's biting on it.
Yeah, this one player in my league wanted Everett last week, and he wanted to get rid of Kamara, and he just didn't respond. The text chain went from like he was interested in certain players, and I'm like, all right, let's get this done. And he goes, well, how about Cooper Kupp? And I'm like,
no.
And then it stopped. Like 4 kids in that league all asked for Cooper Kupp, and I have the second highest scoring team in the league, and my roster is pretty stacked. So anyway. All right. Isaiah McKenzie cleared concussion protocol. We'll now see this week who that wide receiver 2 is in a really great matchup with the Chiefs and the Bills. That's a 4:00 game. I don't know who this. Oh, the Sunday night game is Dallas. That's why.
Dallas, Philly. So
but don't worry, we have the Bears and the Commanders on Thursday Night Football.
Of course.
And the Chiefs are at 4:00 against the Bills. That's absurd that that's not a Sunday night game this season. They're only playing once this season. That's absurd that that's not a Sunday night game. That's really freaking absurd right there.
And especially because like I would get it if they did it the same week as like, let's say it was like Packers Bears or like a vintage rivalry like the Eagles and the Cowboys. Like I would get it, but there's such a random matchup for the Thursday. It's Bears Commanders. No one cares unless you live in Chicago or Washington. You do not care about this game.
Oh, Thursday night games are always bad. That's just kind of how it is. Deontay Johnson with the hip injury was limited on Wednesday. T. Higgins with the ankle injury did not practice Wednesday. It's not super duper promising. Jonathan Taylor with his high ankle sprain did not practice Wednesday. Frank Reich is still optimistic he plays on Sunday. Chris Olave did not practice Wednesday. He's not cleared concussion protocol. Saquon Barkley with the shoulder injury was limited Wednesday, but the coaches believe that he's not serious. Keenan Allen is still day-to-day with a hamstring injury until he plays. I'm not believing it. James Conner didn't practice Wednesday with a rib injury. Hopefully you got Eno Benjamin on your team because great matchup against Seattle. Jameis Winston with his back and ankle was limited on Wednesday. I hope Jameis plays. I miss Jameis Winston on my football field. I love me some Jameis. Michael Thomas with the toe injury did not practice Wednesday, continuing the trend of being super talented but does not play in games. Cooper Kupp did not practice Wednesday with a foot injury. I believe I saw a report that him, Tyler Higbee, and Aaron Donald are both going to be limited the entire week and will play on Sunday. All right, let's go to our Thursday Night Football preview. We're already at 7 minutes, and this is just going to be a short show. This is the reality of it. That's okay. Let's talk about some injuries. Logan Thomas with a calf injury is out. Jahan Dotson with a hammy injury is out. Carson Wentz with a shoulder will play. Let's get to some projections. Yay. Carson Wentz, 16.1.
I'm going to go with over. Carson Wentz has been pretty solid for fantasy this year, outside of like 1 or 2 off weeks with turnovers. But like I'm pretty sure he's fourth in the league in passing yards. So I know Ron Rivera had to light a torch under him, which I think should get him fired. But
that was so wrong. That was so wrong.
That was messed up.
Man,
that was unnecessary.
That was so wrong. That was wrong. I'm going to go with under. If I'm Wentz, why do I want to play for that team at that point? That's wrong. Yeah. Justin Fields, 12.4.
Under.
Yeah, that's an under. Low, that's an under, but Justin Fields has scored more fantasy points than Matthew Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Now, I didn't know which Washington running back to put, and here's why. Gibson's projection is 7.8. Brian Robinson's is 7.3, and J.D. McKissick's is 9.3. One of them's going to go over because one of them's scoring a touchdown. The other 2 are scoring under 7. I wish I could tell you which one, but I don't want to touch any of them this week.
I wouldn't play any, but J.D. McKissick, I believe, did see the most touches last week out of any of the running backs.
And he's also the pass-catching back. So if I had to play one, I'd play McKissick. And I think I actually do have to play McKissick in a league.
Oh, no, McKissick did not see the most touches. Sorry, my mistake. Brian Robinson actually saw the most touches out of any of the running backs. So I'll go with Brian Robinson hits the over. I think Gibson has touchdown potential. I mean, I see all 3 going over, but like I can't see any of them booming. Like it's going to be so split.
I don't know. This backfield's messy. How about David Montgomery, 16?
I'll go over here. He's been actually pretty solid, I think.
I'll go over as well, although I wish Khalil Herbert was in there. Terry McLaurin, 12.1. And he's not the highest projection on his team wide receiver-wise, by the way.
That's the back-to-back weeks where he hasn't been projected the number 1 receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with over here. He would have been on my all-boom team if he wasn't playing for Thursday night.
I'll go with under. Curtis Samuel, 13.8. I will go with over on this one, actually.
I'm going to go under. I don't think he's been that good in games where he hasn't scored the touchdown. I think he only had one
He's averaging more receptions than Terry, though. And targets.
I think Terry's average target is so much further downfield. So
yeah, but I feel like Terry is just waiting for the big play where Curtis Samuel, if you're getting 10 targets and he catches 8 of them.
Terry
That's
profile
already
is similar to Sutton, which is my kind of guy. It's like the 20 to 25 yard catch.
Yeah, I mean, that's the guy you like. I like that reception guys. Darnell Mooney, 8.2.
Under. He's only hit
Under.
that number twice because of 50-yard catches.
So I'm not even talking about tight ends because no. Let's talk kickers and defenses because I said last Thursday it was a kicker game and it was a kicker game. So how about crap? I don't even know the Washington kicker name. Kyle Sly, maybe. I have his last name. I thought Joey Sly was a kicker, but I
don't know.
Let's find out. His name is Joey Sly. Why do I have K there? Maybe that's why.
Maybe they're next to each other.
Yeah. Okay. Joey Sly. The projection is 6.9, by the way.
He ranks 32nd as a kicker, which kind of tells you that they either go down the field, score a touchdown, or go down the field and turn the ball over. So I'll go with under just for fun.
I will also go with the under. How about Cairo Santos on Bears?
I'll go with
projection
over.
Is 7.7. I will also go with the over. He's at 14 and 15 the last 2 weeks. I like those numbers. Let's go to the defenses. I have to play the Commanders defense, I think, in 2 leagues. So Commanders defense is projected 6.
This is weird because like everybody's scoring for defense is different.
It's different,
like,
yeah.
If I had to
let's just say, let me just tell you this. Do you think either of them are good plays? Would you play either?
I think both are good plays.
I think the Commanders defense is a good play. I wouldn't touch the Bears defense. I don't want to touch the Bears at all. They're bad. They're very bad.
I would play both because with Carson Wentz at the helm, there's such an upside of a turnover or a pick six.
Yeah, he is a turnover machine.
He has 6 interceptions on the year. So, they're not putting up a lot of yards. They're putting up some good points, but he turns the ball over a lot. So, I'll say both are good plays. I'd rather play Washington.
All right. Alrighty, guys. That's our show. I don't think we hit our under. We're around there, but I don't think we hit our under. Thank you guys for listening to this show. Again, Thursdays are super short. Thursday night football and injuries. That's about it. But our Friday show is going to be huge, like it always is. Our all boom, all bust teams, our flex on them segment, telling you all the flex players that you should play. Full injury breakdown as to what we could do as of a Thursday night. So that'll be tomorrow. All audio streaming platforms, whether you're on iTunes, Spotify, Google, or Anchor. If you're on iTunes or Spotify and you listen to this episode, give us a 5-star rating and a review. We'd appreciate that. If you watch this episode on YouTube and enjoyed it, please drop a like on it, drop a comment, hit that subscribe button. We'd appreciate all of that. Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed Thursday Night Football. And even if you don't, the Yankees are playing, so go Yankees.
Let's go Yankees.